Number 3, beautiful building to the left of flag central, as you see there. That flag is absolutely enormous. It's almost the size of a football pitch. Women's 67, men's +80s, all the heavyweights.
Because there's a lot going on, and sometimes as the viewer is looking at it saying, so why are they doing that? So it's just because we can't hear what's happening, we're guessing all the time.
Well, to be honest, John, I think this, you know, we've been doing our job quite well and deciphering what's going on, but I think you're right. There was that one situation where really we didn't know, and all we can do is just surmise. Here is Trajkovic, Slovenian. He's walking with a purpose. He's not stuck, you know. He's got a bit of energy back. He's had some good physio.
He's got a lot of presence as well. Yeah, and he loves the big occasions.
And there's no bigger than this one. Fighting the world #1 on his home soil, Radic Isaev. He's the current world champion. He's the current European champion. If there's one consolation for Trajkovic, before he won the European Championship, he actually hadn't done much in his career. But you could look at it the other way around and say that he's actually on top form. And with world and European titles in his kit bag already, it's probably not going to get as tough as this. If you're going to win this event, you've got to beat the best. And Trajkovic has the best opposite him.
Absolutely. The first ever European Games title on its own. A huge deal. Add to that the local interest, and add to that the ranking points for Rio. And this one is set up for a real battle. You can see straight away there in terms of the height difference between the two fighters. When the Slovenian goes into the clinch and looks up, you can pretty much see the chin of Isaev, and that chin will be held high at the moment after that simple point to the body. But that massive height difference, all the explosive power of the Slovenian is going to have to be used, and he's going to have to change the angle. He can't just go straight back and forward.
Well, the Slovenian is 6'1", but the Azerbaijani or Yaziri fighter is 6'7", and this is where the heavyweights. There's no upper limit, of course. A good punch from Trajkovic. If there's one consolation for Trajkovic in this bout, it's the fact that Van Roy gave him issues, and it was only 8-6 at the end, and it was close.
Yep, no question about it. And Trajkovic has, as I said, he was a -80 fighter. He was then a middleweight, so he has footwork, and he has to use that, because big people, when they fight, they like to go back and forward in straight lines. They don't like to change the angle. It takes them too long to readjust, to move around, and that's what he's trying to do here.
Yeah, great point, John. Crowd are really enjoying it. And there's another point as he exits. Isaev just sneaks in a little foot shot onto the vest. And there's the backflip, but that will be taken away surely. Yes, and he'll get a Kyungo. The crowd will boo. Cue the boos. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, here they come. They're a little bit slow today. But Kyungo to Isaev as well. Good call. I think, John, that maybe they've been listening to you on commentary, because I'm seeing this a lot more, even before Kallio. I'm seeing that they're saying that they don't like that and they're stopping it, even before Kallio.
Yeah.
And I think...
it's the only thing that dispirits, sorry to cut off you, the only thing that dispirits Taekwondo, you know, aficionados or geeks, if you probably want to call it that way, is the little kick in the inside. And it's just something that, you know, how do you teach that to young people? How do you bring them in and say, you know, this is Taekwondo? Yeah. It's not. It just isn't the sport, and the referees, the world governing body, the European governing body are doing their best to eliminate it. No fault to the fighters. They're looking, how can I get the path of least resistance to the point? And there it is again.
There's another one. Yeah. Well, I remember speaking to Muhammad Cho in America, in Florida, about this kick, and he was saying it was something that all the fighters were talking about, because it was being allowed. They've obviously done something about it. Trajkovic here making a big attempt to try and get back on the board, but failing. And what a start for the Azeri #1. He takes a 3-0 lead. And I'll tell you what, this crowd's actually a little bit calm, to be honest. Like, that guy was eating his popcorn there.
They're getting used to it. Success breeds success, and they're expecting this man to make it to the final, and they've got every reason to think that that will be the case. Trajkovic, try as he might, he tried with the spin, he tried with the double, but it's just been too much of a mountain to climb.
Only I got that pump, John.
Thank you very much.
Well, they're giving him a cheer here. Yeah, it's lovely to see the crowd having such a great time, and frustration from Slovenia. This is, and you know, the entertainment, the MC is winding up the home crowd. They do this at a lot of the home grounds. Of course, they do this in Manchester a lot at the Grand Prix as well. In October, there'll be a fantastic Grand Prix there at Sports City with all the top athletes. And they always ramp it up when the British fighters are there. And here, they're doing the same here when the Azeri is on court.
Good attempted head kick there from Isaev.
Well, he gets it on exit, but no, that won't count, and rightly so.
Yep, not enough power on that one.
But it would have counted if he'd got it, because he was still moving in when he made the kick.
Good double attempt from the Slovenian, and the punch. Well, good luck trying to score that in this arena.
I really like Trajkovic. He is, you know, he's in the lion's den here. He's in the pit. He's got everybody, 100% of the crowd. There's only the two coaches who's on his side, and he's still taking it to his opponent.
He's a fighter. You've called it 100% correctly, is that he has that presence about him. He has to. He's not a natural heavyweight. He's built himself into a heavyweight, so he doesn't have physical stature. If these fighters were both the same height, Trajkovic wins.
Yeah. Well, he'll be buoyed there. Still 3-0. And Trajkovic has landed a few. He's just not scored, but he's been close. He's certainly got plenty of energy, considering he had, an hour ago, he had probably one of the toughest bouts we've seen on this map.
Yep.
He's still bouncing around. I wonder if it'll tell in the third.
That's a good point, but one of the things that that Isaev does is it keeps a very short stance. He doesn't use his legs that much. He keeps a close distance between the two. He lands with the short kick there.
Referee might take this off though.
Yeah, I think the coach here, rightly for pulling, is going to say that the head kick should not count.
Yeah. Well, now, well, this is a tough call, because the referee, yeah, he said holding, but you know, we've seen in the past that the officials...
There's one hand round the back there.
Yeah, officials tend to go with the referee here. They tend to like saying that the refereeing of the bout should be down to the refereeing, and a holding call, there looked to be a little, maybe a finger wrapped in the vest, but nothing major. I've got a feeling this one could be rejected.
Well, let's wait and see.
It has been rejected. 6 points. It's been called, and they didn't take a big. And there's another 3 points for Isaev. And there's no card. A couldn't go because he goes down. That doesn't matter. There's a 3 points on the board. And well, John, three head kicks has really made a massive difference here in this bout.
Yep, and 3 well executed, perfect head kicks there have made the difference to Isaev. And the spinning attempt from the Slovenian, and he has to be careful here, because a 12-point gap at the end of the second and it would be all over.
Yeah. Well, this is where being 6'7" is handy. Look at Trajkovic tries to do everything he can.
He tries a little scissors kick there to clap both feet around the ears of the opponent. That was an Aaron Cook technique, but there's the technique for the head, and that's the gap. That's going to be the win.
Well, what can you do? Isaev, oh, big swing from Trajkovic. Another point for Isaev. Trajkovic realizes that this is the end. He's gonna get stuck in. No, that's it. It's all over. What an impressive. Well, the way this is going, we've seen a Russian look fantastic here.
Yep, there's still a second to go. They've got the head guards off. The game's over.
Yeah. Well, what a second round. What a second round indeed. And the Azeris, well, he's blowing hard.
He had to work for it.
He worked hard in that second round.
For it. You don't score that amount of points without putting a lot of energy in. And Trajkovic was in his face the whole time.
Yeah. Well, I do like Trajkovic as a fighter, but Isaev, that was a hugely impressive performance. As good as we saw from Bratislav Lamin of Russia. Wow, those two on a collision course for the final. What a final that'll be. What a result for Azerbaijan. 17 points to 2. John, that was a major international semi-final.
Absolute perfection. Absolute perfection from Isaev. he would have settled for that on the way in. Put up a huge score and lay down a real marker here. The rest of the heavyweight field will be thinking, by that margin in the semi-final against a tough fighter like Trajkovic, to get a points gap at the end of that second round, that'll put him in pole position. And of course, you don't get any extra money for overtime, so gets it done in double quick time. A headshot just whistles past from the Slovenian Trajkovic, who try as he might, couldn't do it.
Wow. What an incredible performance. And there you see.
He's saying he's pushing me, he's holding me. The only truth